Hi there, welcome to today's technique video. Today I'm going to show you how to play intervals on the harp. So I'll have to tell you a little bit about some music theory, tiny bit of music theory in addition to the technique. Intervals in music are the space between two notes, and each interval has a number, like a second, a third, a fourth, etc. They are played two different ways. There's harmonic intervals and melodic intervals. Harmonic intervals are two notes played at the same time. Melodic intervals are played one after the other, kind of like a melody. It's helpful to know the intervals because it makes it easier to learn pieces. It can make it faster to learn pieces, or you see an interval of a third on the music. Maybe you have trouble figuring out what the notes are, and now you look at the bottom note and you can tell, oh, it's a third above, and can make it easier for you to grasp the tunes. To learn a tune. We have specific fingerings in the beginning that you use for the various intervals, and that's what I'm going to show you today. Later, when you become more advanced, you have some more choices of different fingerings to use in different contexts, but you'll still use these basic fingerings that I'm going to show you today. When you have the interval of a second, that would be from C to D, you're going to use your second finger on the C and your thumb on the D. So you can play this, make up your own exercise. You could just go up the scale. Okay, that's that. And we almost always use our second finger and our thumb. Next interval would be the interval of a third. Almost always we use the second finger and the thumb again. Okay. Let me describe now a little bit about how the technique I want you to be focusing on. Always place your thumb high with a big space. You want your knuckles curved. The thumb high with a big space is really important. Your hand wants to play like this. And if you were to play like this, your thumb doesn't really have a lot of room to move, nor does your index finger. So open your hand, point your thumb to the ceiling as much as possible. It's comfortable for you. And you have a big open space in here, and you have your knuckles curved. When you pluck, you want to squeeze those strings, and the instant you've squeezed and plucked and released, close your fingers into the palm and be relaxed. So you do have to have tension in the muscles to pluck, and then you relax. Now, the way I was taught by my teacher, Beatrice Schroeder-Rose, I was taught to keep my thumb curved, and when I pluck my thumb curves over my index finger, second knuckle, and my fingers fold into the palm. Different teachers have different ways of describing this. I mostly use description. I mostly say capture a butterfly in your hand for the full range of motion. Full range of motion guarantees relaxation and also gives you more control over what you're doing. Just like when you play golf or tennis, you hit the ball and you follow through. That's the same concept we're using here. Okay, so I'm going to play just up the scale harmonic thirds with my second finger and my thumb. And every time I replace, my thumb automatically goes up high with a big space. I don't want to start with it low and go, oh yeah, slide it up. No. Let's go start high. All right, that's pretty basic. You can also practice doing melodic thirds. Let's say we'll just start with the second finger. I pluck my second finger, and all my fingers snap into the palm. Then I play my thumb, and my thumb is going to move down to the second finger. I open all back out. Now this time I'll play a series of melodic thirds, and I will start with my thumb. thumb lands, moves down to the second knuckle. And all my fingers close in. All right, moving on to the next interval. The next interval is the interval of a fourth. Now you can play fourths with 1 and 2, like that. Now here's where you get a choice. You can play intervals of fourths with 1 and 3. But you'll note I have to keep my second finger pointed down out of the way. So I close my fingers, I open for the next one, I keep 2 pointed down out of the way. Now everyone's hand is different. Your second finger may not go down this far. It may be right there. Whatever it is, you don't want to have this pointing up like that. When I do that, I can feel tension in my hand. So however you make it work for you, just keep it down, relaxed out of the way. So here it is, fourths done, just harmonic fourths. All right, next interval, interval of a fifth. Now we are going to use 1 and 3. All right, now I'll do it melodic thirds. Excuse me, melodic fifths, starting with the third finger. Everybody snaps in. Thumb goes down to the second knuckle. Starting again at the bottom, but starting with my thumb this time. Thumb lands down, moves down to the second knuckle, and everybody else closes when I pluck the third finger. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. I mentioned that intervals of fourths could be played with 1 and 2 or 1 and 3. It depends on context. If you're playing a piece where you have a whole sequence of thirds, you've been playing with 1 and 2. But what if there's a fourth thrown in there? Go ahead and keep using your second finger. Then, if you're doing a sequence of fifths, excuse me, I messed up there. Sequence of fifths, and you had a fourth in there. Keep using your third finger. Okay, now on to the sixth. Sixth is going to use 1 and 3. I'll let you practice it on your own. Next interval is the interval of a seventh. And this is one that which finger you'll use depends on the size of your hand. I use 1 and 3. I'm going to use 1 and 3 right now. It's a big stretch for somebody who has smaller hands. I kind of have like really huge humongola, gargantua hands. So if I'm going to use 1 and 3, you can also use 1 and 4. You notice that I kept 2 and 3 pointed down out of the way. If you're playing them like this, there's tension. You don't want that, so keep them down out of the way. That leads us straight into octaves, which are played with 1 and 4, and you keep 2 and 3 down out of the way. So there's the harmonic harmonic octaves. Here's melodic octaves, starting with your fourth finger. You note how 2, 3, 4, 5 all go down. Here it is, go down into the palm together. Here it is with the thumb. That thumb lands down on the second knuckle. All right, so there are your basic intervals. Now you may have noticed that after I plucked, I was gesturing. We always call it raising. And what is the purpose of raising? It's not to look pretty necessarily. It's really about relaxation and about getting away from the strings so that you don't buzz as easily. So when you stay crabby down here, it's very easy to buzz. If you'll get away from your strings, as you move back in, you're giving the string just a little bit more time to stop vibrating or slow down the vibrating. And so if I'm going to play the same notes over and over, you can hear that little zit, zit, that little buzz as I replace, but I'm giving it as much time to decay as possible. All right, I hope this technique video was helpful. It makes it easier to play the harp. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up down below, and please feel free to share the video. If you subscribe to my channel, you get notices when I have the next video up. Thanks.